There's a common nut that many people over 60 eat every day, believing it's good for the heart. But did you know that just a few of these nuts a day could cause prolonged taste loss, interfere with your medications, and even increase the risk of memory decline? In this video, I, a doctor in my 60s, will clearly share which nuts are worth including in your life for better health, and which ones should be avoided before they cause regret. Many of my patients have told me, "Doctor, I eat almonds, walnuts, peanuts, all for better health." But here's the real question. Do you know which nuts are truly beneficial and which ones just seem healthy but are silently undermining your well-being in your later years? The answer may surprise you. I once had a 74-year-old female patient who came in complaining of unexplained weight loss and a sudden loss of taste. It turned out the culprit was a tiny nut she often tossed into her salad. In this video, I'll walk you through the best and the worst nuts for those over 60, so you can enjoy your snacks without unknowingly harming your health. 1. Pistachios, the natural blood pressure regulator. I still remember one afternoon when my 72-year-old patient, Mary, walked into my office with a beaming smile. She said, "Doctor, I've followed your advice. Every afternoon, I brew a gentle cup of tea, crack a few pistachios, and strangely enough, my blood pressure has become much more stable." I just smiled because I knew pistachios are a little treasure that many underestimate. Pistachios, those charming little green nuts with naturally split shells, are among the most underrated nuts, especially for older adults. But in reality, they're a secret weapon for naturally managing blood pressure. Each serving, about 49 pistachios, contains 285 milligrams of potassium and very little sodium. This mineral balance helps reduce salt retention in the body, which in turn lowers blood pressure. No pills needed. Studies have shown that consistent pistachio intake can reduce systolic blood pressure by 3 to 5 points, a meaningful number for anyone with hypertension. Beyond blood pressure, pistachios are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, two powerful antioxidants essential for eye health, especially in preventing age-related macular degeneration, AMD, the leading cause of blindness in people over 60. And here's a fun fact: the green and purplish tint of pistachios is a natural sign of these protective compounds at work. One thing I truly love about pistachios is how they teach us to slow down. You can't just grab a handful and gobble them like chips. You have to crack them one by one, which makes you eat more mindfully, chew slower, and appreciate the subtle, natural sweetness. This seemingly small action is deeply beneficial. It supports digestion, controls portions, and brings a quiet sense of calm. Worried about arthritis in your fingers? Don't choose pistachios that are partially split. They're much easier to open. And if you're watching your blood sugar, trust me, the 3 grams of fiber per ounce of pistachios will help stabilize glucose levels and prevent post-meal spikes. My advice: make pistachios part of your afternoon ritual, like a gentle ceremony. They're good for your heart, your eyes, and your peace of mind. Because after 60, health isn't just about numbers on a monitor, it's about feeling serene in every quiet moment. 2. Chia seeds. Tiny seeds. Mighty benefits for your heart and digestion. If you've ever doubted that small things can make a big difference, just look at chia seeds. I once joked with my 68-year-old patient, "Walter, if you want something tiny that can help your cholesterol, blood sugar, digestion, and bowel movements, and it's not a pill, it's chia seeds." These seeds, smaller than sesame, are becoming a quiet hero in healthy aging. They may look unassuming, but inside they're packed with plant-based omega-3 soluble fiber and easy-to-digest protein, all key for a healthy body. After 60, the omega-3 in chia work as natural anti-inflammatories. They protect your heart, help stabilize your heartbeat and soothe the small tears and blood vessels, something I often see in aging patients struggling with chronic constipation. Many of my patients feel lighter after just a few days of drinking chia seed water soaked overnight. Once inside the body, chia forms a soft gel, a kind of natural lubricant for the gut, promoting regularity and relieving the silent discomfort so many experience after 60. What's more, that same gel slows sugar absorption during meals. For the 1 in 4 seniors who are pre-diabetic, just 1 tablespoon of chia in the morning can help ease the burden on the pancreas each day. I usually recommend 1 to 2 tablespoons of chia seeds every morning. Soak them in water, nut milk, or overnight oats. Let them fully expand before consuming. You'll have a biogel that's excellent for the heart, brain, and gut. And one more thing. Chia seeds are flavorless, which makes them the perfect nutritional and visible helper in your oatmeal, smoothies, or warm morning soups. For seniors who've lost appetite or taste sensitivity, this subtle support is worth more than a bottle of supplements. My advice: let every morning begin with something small. 1 spoonful of chia seeds, because sometimes true wellness isn't found in big things but in the small, intentional choices we make every single day. And chia is one of those choices. 3 almonds, a savior for bones and heart health. There was a time I asked one of my 70-year-old patients, "Have you been taking your osteoporosis medication regularly?" She smiled softly and said, "I don't really like medication, but I do eat a handful of almonds every morning. That's my natural medicine." I nodded because I knew she had made a wise choice. Almonds are one of the most classic nuts and truly a superfood for those over 60. They're among the rare plant-based sources of calcium, offering nearly 100 milligrams of calcium per 1/4 cup, along with magnesium, a mineral most older adults are lacking. But here's what most people don't realize. Magnesium helps calcium go where it's needed, into your bones, instead of building up in your arteries. That's a detail that matters more than you think. After 65, bones become more porous and brittle. A simple fall could lead to fractures, especially in the hip or wrist. Rather than relying solely on supplements, I always encourage my patients to start with what's on their plate, and almonds are one of the first tools I recommend. But the benefits don't stop at bones. Almonds are rich in fats, which help lower LDL cholesterol, that silent threat to aging blood vessels. And with about 3.5 grams of fiber per serving, they also support healthy digestion and relieve constipation, a common but often unspoken issue among older adults. I always suggest patients choose almonds with the brown skin still on, because that skin holds powerful flavonoids, antioxidants that work in harmony with the almond's natural vitamin E to slow cellular aging, including in the brain, where memory and emotion begin. One important reminder: chew well. As nourishing as almonds are, they can be a choking hazard if not properly chewed, especially for those with dry mouth or swallowing issues. For patients who struggle, I recommend soaking almonds overnight. It softens them without diminishing their nutritional value. My advice: don't underestimate a handful of almonds a day. They're more than just a snack, they're medicine. For your bones, your heart, your gut, and your spirit. Treat them like part of your morning ritual, just like a warm cup of tea or a quiet greeting to yourself. A small act that starts your day with strength and intention. For walnuts, nourishing the mind and sleep doctor. I've been so forgetful lately. My grandson's name, old phone numbers, even things I said just this morning, all gone. That's what Helen, a 74-year-old patient, told me during a recent checkup. I wasn't surprised. But I had one simple suggestion for her. Just 1 handful of walnuts a day, Helen, for your brain and your sleep. She chuckled. Just 1 handful does all that? Yes, I said. That's the power of nature. Walnuts are a gift to the aging brain and nervous system. In fact, if you look closely, a walnut looks like a tiny brain, and fittingly, they're among the best nuts for preserving memory as we age. Here's why. Walnuts are packed with plant-based omega-3s ALR more than any other nut. These essential fats help keep brain cell membranes flexible and improve communication between neurons, which boosts memory, reaction time, and overall cognitive clarity. But that's not all. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin, the sleep-regulating hormone that declines with age. For older adults who struggle with insomnia, middle-of-the-night awakenings, or chronic fatigue, a small serving of walnuts in the evening may lead to deeper, more restorative sleep. Even more polyphenols in walnuts fight inflammation in the nervous system, slowing brain aging and protecting against conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. One study from the Journal of Nutrition found that just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks significantly improved information processing speed and cognitive flexibility in older adults. One thing I often tell my patients: crack your own walnuts. It may sound trivial, but for older hands, that simple task helps maintain fine motor skills, keeping the hands nimble and the mind alert. Just remember, walnuts should be kept in the fridge. Their healthy fats can spoil when left out too long, and don't worry if they taste slightly bitter. That bitterness is actually a sign of strong antioxidants at work. My advice: each night before bed, crack open a few walnuts like you're telling your brain, rest now, I'm taking care of you. Because when you nourish your sleep and memory, you're protecting the very heart of who you are. 5. Brazil nuts, a natural remedy for thyroid and nerve health. One day, Mr. James, a 75-year-old patient of mine, came into my office looking unusually sluggish. He said, "I'm not sure if I'm sick. I just feel tired all the time. My mind's slow, and my moods are all over the place." I asked, "Have you ever had your thyroid checked?" And with a simple blood test, we found the culprit. His thyroid wasn't functioning properly. But I didn't prescribe medication right away. Instead, I handed him just 2 Brazil nuts a day. A few weeks later, he returned with a spark in his eyes. "Just 2 nuts made that much difference?" he asked. I smiled, because in nature, sometimes the most powerful medicine comes in the smallest form. Brazil nuts, large seeds from the South American rainforest, are the richest natural source of selenium known to humans. Just 1 to 2 nuts per day provide over 137% of your daily selenium needs, an essential mineral for thyroid function. The thyroid, though small, plays a huge role in metabolism, energy levels, mood, and mental clarity. After age 60, many people start to feel chronic fatigue, cold hands and feet, or fuzzy thinking, not realizing that a sluggish thyroid may be silently at work. Selenium in Brazil nuts helps activate thyroid hormones, but it goes further. It also protects the myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerves, which supports faster reflexes, clearer memory, and better brain function. What makes Brazil nuts special is that the selenium they contain is in its natural organic form, meaning your body absorbs it more easily and uses it more effectively than synthetic pills. But here's the important part: more is not better. Too much selenium can be toxic, leading to hair loss, brittle nails, fatigue, or digestive upset. That's why 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day is the perfect microdose, small but powerful. I always suggest patients choose unshelled Brazil nuts and store them in the fridge, as they're rich in healthy fats and prone to spoilage. And if you struggle with constipation, the natural oils and fiber in these nuts also gently support digestion in the morning. My advice: sometimes the best remedy isn't found in a long list of prescriptions. It's just 2 Brazil nuts a day, taken regularly and mindfully. Never underestimate the small things. As we age, the body becomes more delicate, and the right change, at the right time, can awaken a whole new source of energy within you. 6. Pumpkin seeds. The healthy aging nut doctor. They feel so much weaker this winter. Every little cold seems to linger forever. That's what one of my 67-year-old patients told me last December. I ran some tests, and as I suspected, his zinc levels were low. I didn't prescribe a zinc supplement. Instead, I wrote on a slip of paper, 1 handful of pumpkin seeds every evening. He looked surprised. Pumpkin seeds, I smiled. Yes, sometimes. The best medicine is already waiting in your kitchen. Pumpkin seeds, often discarded after Halloween, are what I call a true healthy aging snack. Small, yet packed with nutrients. They offer a powerful trio: zinc, magnesium, and tryptophan, all essential for vibrant health after 60. Zinc is the immune system's protector. After age 60, your immune cells regenerate more slowly, making infections harder to fight off. Pumpkin seeds provide natural, well-absorbed zinc, without the digestive side effects of some synthetic supplements. Magnesium helps regulate blood pressure, calm the nervous system, and prevent muscle cramps. Over 50% of older adults are magnesium deficient, and many don't even know it. If you're getting frequent nighttime cramps, your body might just be calling for a few pumpkin seeds. And let's not forget tryptophan, the amino acid that helps your body produce serotonin and melatonin, crucial for mood and restful sleep. Many of my patients have replaced their evening snack with a handful of unsalted, roasted pumpkin seeds, and within weeks they tell me, "Doctor, I sleep through the night now. No more tossing and turning." In addition, pumpkin seeds are rich in antioxidants and phytosterols, which reduce inflammation, support prostate health in men, and provide heart-healthy fats. Compared to other nuts, they're also softer and easier to chew, perfect for those with dentures or sensitive teeth. I recommend roasting them lightly at home, without salt, and storing them in an airtight jar. Just 1 small handful a day, about 20 to 30 grams. Especially in the evening, can make a meaningful difference. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click like to support the channel, subscribe so you never miss practical, easy to apply health tips every week, and share this video with someone you care about, because sometimes one small change can make a big difference in their well-being. My final advice: as we enter the silver years, the body doesn't need more, it needs the right things. And sometimes, a small handful of pumpkin seeds each night is the gentle secret to sustaining your inner vitality. Make it part of your self-care ritual, quiet, mindful, and deeply effective. 7. Cashews, the silent spiker of blood sugar. Doctor, I only eat a few cashews every evening instead of sweets, but my blood sugar keeps going up. Why? That's what a 68-year-old lady asked me during her checkup. I looked at her chart, smiled gently, and said, "It's not about how many you eat, it's about the nature of the cashew itself." She looked surprised, but I thought cashews were healthy. That's when I explained to her, and now I'd like to explain it to you too. Cashews are creamy, buttery, and incredibly easy to eat. Many older adults enjoy them because they go down smooth without needing much chewing. But nutritionally, they're not as gentle as they seem. Here's the hidden problem with cashews. They're high in carbohydrates, about 9 grams per ounce, higher than most other nuts, and with very little fiber. That carb load hits your bloodstream fast, causing a blood sugar spike you might not even notice. Considering that 1 in 4 adults over 65 has diabetes and nearly half have prediabetes, this makes daily cashew snacking a quiet danger for many seniors. That's not all. Cashews also contain oxalates, which can bind to calcium in the gut and reduce calcium absorption, already a concern for older bones. Even worse, oxalates increase the risk of kidney stones, especially in those with underlying mineral imbalances. Another concern I raise with patients because of their soft, smooth texture. Cashews are often swallowed without proper chewing, raising the risk of choking or aspiration. especially in those with swallowing difficulties or fragile digestive systems. Cashews also contain enzyme inhibitors that can make protein digestion harder, which isn't ideal when your digestive efficiency is already reduced with age. And one more thing, most cashews on the market are roasted in oil, salted, or even sugar-coated, adding more strain on your blood pressure, heart, and waistline. My advice: cashews aren't evil, but they're not your best friend after 60, especially if you're managing blood sugar, bone health, or digestion. If you truly enjoy that creamy flavor, have just a few once in a while, not daily. And better yet, swap them out for almonds or walnuts, which offer far more benefits without the hidden risks. 8. Macadamias, the sneaky threat to weight and cholesterol. I still remember Mr. Williams, 72 years old, sharp dresser, great a sense of humor. But one day he said to me, "Doctor, I'm not eating more than usual, but my belly keeps growing, and so is my cholesterol." I asked what he was snacking on in the evenings. He said, "Just some macadamias, fancy nuts. You know, you've heard of them, right?" I nodded and said something he told me he'd never forget. "It's that very fancy nut that's we're quietly working against your health." Macadamias, rich, indulgent, and expensive, seem like a luxury, but behind their smooth surface lie some serious concerns for those over 60. With 200 calories per ounce, macadamias are among the most calorie-dense nuts available, and after 60, our metabolism naturally slows. That means even small amounts of extra calories can lead to unwanted belly fat and weight gain, especially if you're not very active. They also contain about 3 grams of saturated fat per ounce, higher than most nuts. This can contribute to rising LDL cholesterol and increased cardiovascular strain, particularly in older adults with sensitive hearts. Another hidden issue: macadamias are very high in fat overall, around 22 grams per ounce, which places extra stress on the gallbladder and liver. Many seniors don't realize they have sluggish bile production or silent gallstones until they experience acute pain. And nuts like macadamia can trigger these episodes unexpectedly. About 15% of older adults have silent gallstones, and eating macadamias regularly can quietly push them toward painful flare-ups. From a mechanical standpoint, macadamias are also quite hard. For anyone with dentures, crowns, or fragile enamel, one wrong bite could result in dental injury or even a cracked crown. Lastly, macadamias are often roasted with oil, salted, or poorly stored, which makes them prone to oxidation, producing harmful free radicals that can accelerate inflammation and aging. My advice: I'm not saying you can never enjoy macadamias, but if you're over 60, treat them as an occasional indulgence, not a daily snack. As our bodies become more refined with age, choosing the right nuts isn't just about calories, it's about preserving your heart, your balance, your vitality. Sometimes it's the little choices that help you age well, not just longer, but better. 9. Peanuts, the fake nut with real health risks. Doctor, I've switched from cookies to peanuts. They're cheaper and seem healthier. A 70-year-old patient told me this with full confidence. I asked him, "Do you eat the salted roasted kind, or peanut butter?" He smiled. "Both." I sighed gently and explained, "Peanuts aren't really nuts. And sadly, they're not as healthy as most people think. Peanuts are not true tree nuts. They're actually legumes, grown underground. And because of this, they're far more prone to contamination by aflatoxins than any other nut. Aflatoxins are natural toxins that can damage the liver over time and have been linked to a higher risk of liver cancer, especially in older adults with weakened liver function. But that's not all. Peanuts are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which, while essential, can cause chronic inflammation if not balanced with enough omega-3 south. And inflammation is a silent culprit behind arthritis, high blood pressure, heart disease, and cognitive decline, all common concerns in later life. Another hidden danger. Vitamin K in peanuts can interfere with blood thinners like warfarin. It may reduce the effectiveness of the medication or increase bleeding risk, and unfortunately, very few doctors or pharmacists warn about this. Many peanut-based products like peanut butter also contain added sugars, salt and high oils, adding strain to your heart and metabolism. And here's something older adults should really pay attention to. Peanuts are among the most allergenic foods, with reactions ranging from mild digestive upset to life-threatening anaphylaxis. Even if you're not allergic, peanut proteins can trigger subtle inflammation in some people, the kind you may not notice until it's too late. My advice: if you're over 60, be cautious with peanuts, especially if you're taking heart medications, have joint pain, liver issues, or are trying to control inflammation. There are safer and more nourishing alternatives like almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds that support your health gently and naturally. 10 pine nuts, tiny seeds, big problems. Mrs. Marlene, 74, once visited me with an unusual complaint. Doctor, everything I eat tastes bitter and metallic. I just can't enjoy food anymore. I asked if she had changed her diet recently. She replied, I just bought some pine nuts to add to my salads. Right away, I knew what she was experiencing. Pine mouth, a strange condition caused by eating pine nuts that temporarily disrupts your sense of taste. It might sound harmless, but pine mouth can last for days or even weeks, and for older adults whose taste buds are already fading with age. This can tip the scale into serious undernutrition, but it doesn't stop there. Pine nuts can interact with over 60% of commonly prescribed medications for seniors, including blood pressure meds, antidepressants, and cholesterol-lowering statins. Yet very few medical professionals mention this. Why is that dangerous? Because older adults often take multiple medications daily, and even one unexpected interaction can reduce effectiveness or trigger side effects like dizziness, low blood pressure, or electrolyte imbalances. Nutritionally, pine nuts are high in polyunsaturated fats, which oxidize quickly if not stored properly, producing inflammatory compounds that can worsen arthritis, heart disease, or even cognitive decline. Another concern: their small size and slippery texture make pine nuts a choking hazard, especially for seniors with dry mouth often caused by medications or swallowing difficulties. Related to aging, pine nuts also contain enzyme inhibitors, which make it harder for older bodies to digest and absorb protein, a critical nutrient for maintaining muscle and strength. My advice: pine nuts might seem fancy in salads or pesto, but for those over 60, they carry too many hidden risks. Stick with gentler, safer options like soft-soaked almonds, walnuts, or pumpkin seeds, kind to your digestion and kind to your future. Conclusion: one handful, one small change, one big difference. Dear friend, after 60, every bite you take isn't just food, it's a choice between thriving or slowly declining. Choosing the right nuts might seem like a small matter, but it can be a powerful step toward maintaining your memory, blood pressure, sleep, digestion, and overall vitality. Start today, one change at a time, one handful at a time. Little by little, you're giving your body the tools it needs to wake up stronger, think clearer, and feel better day by day. If this video has helped you, please give it a like, it supports the channel. Subscribe for weekly practical health tips just for you, and share this with someone you care about. Sometimes, just one small change can spark a big transformation in their life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.